Leon here with the Songwriters Mentor. The Grammys were on a few nights ago, and as usual, I didn't watch. But one of my favorite songwriters, John Prine, was given a Lifetime Achievement Grammy. So I did read about the broadcast the next day, obviously. And I also read that Bonnie Raitt played one of his most famous songs, Angel from Montgomery. Great song. The interesting thing about it, though, was that she wasn't given time to play the whole song. I think they gave her less than a minute to play it. You know, I think the audience would have benefited from hearing that whole song. But at any rate, I was happy to see him honored in this way while he was still with us. As a matter of fact, my wife Sheryl got to see him in concert recently. Unfortunately, I was too ill to attend, but she was able to get a good friend of ours to go with her. Didn't want to let the ticket go to waste. Anyway, she was kind enough to do a review of his concert for me here on the Songwriters Mentor channel. And in case you haven't had a chance to see that, I'll include a link to her review. Now, I also found an in-depth interview with Mr. Prine, and it's on the American Songwriter site. And I would strongly encourage you to read that. I'll put a link to that interview as well as the link to Sheryl's concert review. Now, John Prine, he's been called a songwriter's songwriter. I don't know if you've ever heard that term before, but what it means is that when other songwriters, somebody like myself or my wife, we hear his songs and we hear a song that he's written and go, man, I wish I'd written that. Or at the very least, we wish that we could write songs as strong and as memorable as John Prine. Now, in reading this interview, I found some valuable lessons for us as songwriters in the interview. And what I'd like to do is highlight a few of these. Now, I can't go through them all. It's a rather lengthy interview, but I encourage you to take the time to read it. One of the things that John Prine said was, you can write about anything, anything at all. As a matter of fact, the less familiar, the better. Good lesson for us. Don't restrict yourself to writing just about a few things. You can write about anything. He also got his start playing at a place called the Old Fifth Peg. Hope I'm saying that right. Old Fifth Peg, a folk club. And the quality and originality of his songs got him noticed right away. His songs had an impact. And so, as songwriters, you should not hesitate to play your songs for an audience and get the reaction. And there's no better way to find out which of your songs are really connecting with an audience than by playing them for others, whether it be your spouse or a group of people. It doesn't matter. Just get out there and play your songs. Also, John Prine was very generous with mentioning those who influenced him. People like John Lennon, Randy Newman, Chuck Berry even. He was very humble about the fact that he had patterned some of his songs after songs written by great songwriters. And he also talks a lot about writing and recording and working with producers and just about the songwriting process in general as it applied to him and the way he wrote his songs. At any rate, it would be of great benefit to you to read this interview because I think you'll learn some valuable lessons about songwriting from a master songwriter who's finally been recognized for his life's work. So even if you don't watch the Grammys, I still think you can learn some valuable lessons from the one who won the Lifetime Achievement Award, Mr. John Prine. I encourage you to like, subscribe, comment. If you have any great songwriters that you have been influenced by, that you think ought to get a Lifetime Achievement Award someday, if they haven't gotten one already, I encourage you to put those in the comments. I'd be very interested to find out who you admire as a songwriter. Obviously, John Prine is somebody that I look up to as a songwriter. There are others as well. But who do you love? Who's your influence as a songwriter? So like, subscribe, comment, and share this video And I appreciate you watching, and I'll talk to you next time.